Good afternoon and welcome back to the West Ham Network. Thanks to Russ earlier on, DJ Russy B giving you his lunchtime live. Of course, my name is Anton and I'm bringing to you today's David Moyes press conference for the Leeds United game. So if you are watching and you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button. That really does help our channel out. Of course, hit the thumbs up. Again, that helps our channel out as well. Please leave a comment. I will engage as much as I possibly can through the comments as well. Before we do move on though, ending tonight is our football prizes competition. So go and check out what you can win. Please come in the chat and say hi because I can't see anyone saying hi just now. But I've put the link in the chat so you can go and have a look at it. Declan Rice signed and framed London Stadium street sign. Do not worry, Matt has not entered the competition. Look at that though. What a fantastic prize for £3.95, only 65 tickets to be sold, and I think there's only 43 tickets sold so far, so make sure you jump across there and check that prize out. Really cool prize, of course, as well. And like I said, you know, if you are kicking about and you like the content that we do offer you membership options as well, so please click the link. That'll take you to the membership option that I've got in the chat just now, and that'll let you know about the tiers that we offer at the West Ham Network. So it is really cool. Go and check that out, like I said, in the chat option below. Yeah, cool. Robert Singleton, you're in the chat. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Joan, thank you. Good afternoon to yourself as well. The chat's really quiet this afternoon, actually. I'm really quite surprised. But if you are watching, please keep the comments coming in. So shall we get started? Shall I get cracking? Shall I let you know what Mr. David Moyes has been saying today on the press conference? Let's go and check it out. He talks first about team news. He said Fredericks is the only player we have major concerns over. He felt his groin and he won't be fit for this game. With the amount of games we have got, we want everyone ready to play, so I'm hoping they can all do that. I'm not sure how serious Ryan is, but Mikel Antonio is fit, and in the main, we have a full squads of players. What do you think of that then? So Fredericks, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a thigh injury, a hamstring injury, but he's obviously felt something in his groin. He did look heavily upset, and the players were up kind of trying to, you know, help him and maybe get him over the fact that maybe he had picked up an injury. But touch wood, it might not be as bad as we first thought. So hopefully Ryan Fredericks can recover from this and maybe just needs to get the rest for the Leeds game, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he can bounce back. Because I tell you what, Ryan Fredericks has given us a different outlet. He's pacey, and Moyes is finding the best out of these players, everyone in this squad. So missing someone like Ryan Fredericks, because what an opportunity it was when he got forward, what an assist he got. His pace outran anyone that was in that Man United side to get close to him. He got to the byline, he cut it back to Lanzini, and Lanzini obviously tapped the ball into the back of the net. So it would be good to have a fully fit squad, but it's good to hear that we've got the fully fit squad except for Ryan Fredericks. And of course, Mickey Antonio is back. The man himself, Antonio, is back. Rested up, obviously had a great game against Dynamo Zagreb, but he's rested up. He travelled with the squad for the Man United game, didn't play, wasn't on a substitute bench, but it'll be cool to see him back, and I think he's going to lead the line from the top as well. Let me move on to the next part of it. He talks about Jared Bowen. Also, what do you think of the new graphics? You like all these kind of new graphics for the presser? So Moyes goes on and talks about Jared Bowen. He says, I always thought Jared was capable of playing up front, and given the chance to play the role, he'd be fine at it. He's such a good boy to work with. He's happy to play anywhere, and he wants the games. He deserves any plaudits he gets because he played very well the other night and showed us his versatility. Now, listen, Jared Bowen, again, is another one of those players that's becoming a fan favourite and becoming one of my favourite players. His work rate is through the roof, absolutely next level. And, you know, people question his final third, his decision-making when he's trying to maybe shoot at goal. However, what we have got is a player that is, that honestly is the cusp of being next level. He is literally within a hairline of just getting to that next level. What, you know, I did the comparison of, I'm not comparing him to Ronaldo. I'm comparing him to the effect that Ronaldo has on a game. So against Manchester United last weekend on Sunday, when Ronaldo got the ball and his body was facing forward to goal on the corner of the 18-yard box, you were panicking. It was the only time I felt threatened in the Manchester United game, in the league game. But when Jared Bowen got a hold of the ball with his, you know, face to goal, even from the halfway line, he takes these little steps. He's really fast, really pacey, really clever with the ball. He gets forward. Imagine he banged in goals. Imagine he banged in those goals, honestly. And clubs are already interested in him. but a lot more clubs would be interested in him. His value would go up. I'm not interested in selling him because I think he's going to be the all-round player, and I think the right manager for him right now is David Moyes, and that's what's going to be really, really cool moving forward. So touch wood, he can maybe bang in a few more goals, and that will help the side, of course. But I mean, he was integral last season to our full setup. So yeah, big fan of Jared Bowen, as is David Moyes. Let's take a look at the next part. Moyes is going on about Zouma. I think if you're 26 and you're a centre back, there's still more improvement to come. I think his best years are still to come, and hopefully they'll be at West Ham. He's come from a club where he's used to winning trophies, so I hope he brings that to us as well. To be involved in the France squad also says something about him. We've got great competition in centre halves at the moment. We had terrific performances the other night from Issa Diop and Craig Dawson. So that's what we want as well. Now, we know David Moyes has been questioning and always talking about having strong centre halves in the West Ham setup, and that's exactly what he is going to do. I'm sorry, guys. I've just realized, is anyone commenting? Or maybe you don't want to comment, that's fine. But please come in and say hi. I'm surprised. Honestly, usually the comments are flowing left, right, and centre. But what an absolute signing Kurt Zouma's been. You know, in the two performances I've seen him play, he's actually advanced West Ham dramatically. He has brought West Ham forward. His defensive skill set. I mean, he was a man mountain against Manchester United last week. And also he's starting to hopefully bring on other players as well, like Issa Diop. So it's really, really good to see West Ham defensive options. He goes on to talk about Alex Kroll, who made his debut for West Ham against Manchester United in the League Cup. And he says here, I think it'll take 6 months for most players to get acclimatized. Alex played really well the other night and will give us some options, and that's great for us. And that's exactly, again, what it says in the tin. He's got in a player that offers us cover in the midfield area for the wall that we've already got in Souček and Noble. And then now we've got the defenders to offer the backup plan with Dawson, Diop, Zouma, and Ogbonna. So he's got the strength and depth that he's been crying out for. And, you know, Alex Kroll, who people judged from the Euros for not having a great Euros, and he didn't. But that doesn't mean he's a crap player, because he's obviously renowned for what he does when he was playing at Spartak Moscow. So I didn't watch the Russian league, of course, but, you know, you got a vibe of exactly what Alex Kroll was all about. Let's go and see in the chat and see what everyone is saying. Of course, Narky, good to see you. Thank you very much. Michael Levy Jr. Hello, Anton. Good to see you, mate. Epic Hashtag, we're lucky it's a position where we have depth. Absolutely. Joan Fredericks has done well. Fingers crossed that he'll be back okay as soon as possible. Thomas Lonrigan, hello. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Dan, come on, you irons. Love the hammers crossing each other. James Farmer, funny old day. Yep, it really is. John, expat Thailand, hope you're well. Evening, Anton. Thank you very much. Narky, Zouma and Diop in the Europa match were awesome. They were. Joan, look back on Bowen's YouTube videos this week. He joined us. He was so ambitious and excited, and he continues to be. He absolutely does, Joan, 100%. Narky, Bowen was man of the match for me. Just amazing energy. Absolutely. Robert Singleton, watch Ryder Cup while listening. Forgot the Ryder Cup was on. Totally forgot. Missing the match tomorrow. Suns match for the foundation has been pushed back to 2 p.m. James Farmer. Okay, no worries. David Moore. Hi, Geezer. I know you don't know me. Sorry, love. Love it, mate. Love it. Right. He goes on to talk about his victory over Manchester United. To get a win was a really good result. I thought the players did a great job, and I have to praise also all the staff who worked really hard on getting the team ready for the game. I mean, what a fantastic bounce back victory. Especially the fact that it was against Manchester United, especially the fact that we got beat from them 3 or 4 days before. But to bounce back and compete at that level, don't care what anyone says, they made 11 changes, we made 10 changes. Their squad was, that team they put out was worthy of 300 odd million pounds. Our team that we put out was worthy of about 100 million pounds. So there's no comparison at all. We were the underdogs, and we've built a squad, we've built unity, and that's what we do. What a great bit of praise that Moyes and all that team deserve, but good for confidence for our side. Absolutely loved it. Fantastic result against them in the League Cup. So then Moyes goes on to talk about his approach to the Leeds game. I think we're just going to try and do what West Ham have been doing recently, be positive in our play and score goals, but also be strong defensively. I think if you look at Leeds play, you'd consider them a real positive team. So we have to think like that as well. We'll try and attack them and score when we can, but we'll have another tough job trying to defend against them. Listen, he goes on again talking about Bielsa. He talks about his tactics. His teams have always had an incredible energy, man-to-man marking in all areas of the pitch. But I think they're more than that. They're a really good long passing team. And for that, the manager deserves a lot of credit. He does great work with them and has done great work with Leeds United. And I absolutely emulate everything that David Moyes has said. We're going to come up against a tough team here. Like, I know they've not had the best start to the Premier League campaign, but then some teams don't, and they take a few games to get kicked in. But we can't underestimate Leeds at Ellen Road, even though we did well against them there last year. And West Ham just need to turn up, firing on all cylinders, and be prepared for the game. Be prepared for Bielsa's tactics, because he is a tactician. He's a master tactician, and he is going to be trying to use those tactics against West Ham here on tomorrow afternoon at Elland Road. So let's move on. I've done that one, of course. He then goes on to talk about his centre backs. He said, I don't know any successful team with a poor defence. I think we have a bit of both. We have a really good attacking look to us. We're finding it hard with the way some teams play against us, but we are hard to play against as well. We have great competition at centre halves at the moment after terrific performances from Issa Diop and Craig Dawson. Again, going back to Zouma coming into the team, I think he's made such a difference to our full setup and our full squad system, that these players are, looking over their shoulders and going, right, okay, we've got players coming in the ranks there. Craig Dawson, apart from a few little mistakes here and everywhere, is performing for us. Issa Diop is starting to perform for us again. Ogbonna just looks like a whole new player under Moyes in the last 2 years, and Zouma is just only but making him better. He's maturing like a fine wine, and that's exactly what Ogbonna reminds me of. And then Zouma, I mean, listen, I can't fault his performance. His performance against Manchester United was immense. I mean, he was sweeping up absolutely everything. He was demanding, he was commanding, and he was bringing the defence forward. Don't know if you've seen every 2 minutes, whenever there was an attack coming from Man United, he had his hands out and he was like, up, up, up. He was trying to push the team up rather than sitting deep, which is something that we've always done. So I think it's definitely been the centre back we've been crying out for such a long time. He then goes on to get a bit more about Leeds United. I'm a big admirer of Marcelo Bielsa because of his record and the way his teams play. They're a great football club. Leeds fantastically supported. So it's a really tough game. The energy they put in and how they go about winning, it'll certainly be a test for us. The last time we played them, of course, we beat them 2-0 at home. We'd done a double over them last year. We beat them at Elland Road as well, but there was no fans there. So, of course, there's going to be a big group of fans there. I'd love to have been going, but I can't. Close to the baby coming. So I need to be really careful what we're doing. But yeah, it's going to be exciting times, of course. Moyes goes on to talk about the direction of the club. I think as a team, we sense it around the club. The team and the club are moving in the right direction. If we want to realise how good we are, we have to play Manchester United, Cities and Liverpool's, because the job is to try and challenge them as we go along. We're still trying to find our level, but I think that we've shown last year and the start of this season, we see no reason why we shouldn't keep ourselves up trying to challenge the top teams. What do you think of that one? I mean, Moyes has got the confidence. He's got the confidence in the squad that he's built. And it's definitely got the air of David Moyes. It's David Moyes' squad. It's David Moyes' team. He's cleared out any of the players he doesn't want. Questionably, you could say Yarmolenko might be the player he doesn't want, and that. But I think that one will, draw its head soon, whether that's in January or in the summer. But apart from that, he's getting the best out of single one of those players. I think Yarmolenko is probably the only player he can't get the best out of just now. But pretty much apart from that, he's doing it with the rest of the squad. So it's massively impressive, of course, from David Moyes. I'm going to jump back into the comments and see what everyone else is saying, and then I'll go back into the rest of the chat here. Paul, hello from Melbourne, Australia, mate. Bloody hell, Man United were acting like a bunch of entitled idiots during the Carabao Cup game. Yeah, absolutely, mate. But do you know what? Sometimes you feel like you attack from being the silent assassin. And I feel like that's what West Ham were, with the silent assassin, and we definitely attacked 100%. Gaza, hi Anton, how are you? I'm good, mate. Thank you very much for joining us, David Moore. When you can thank Stell for replying about my early days at Chadwell meeting DeCanio and some of my stories over there. Great memories. Yeah, David, let us know more about that, please. Absolutely. Graham Lindsay, hi from Canada, Anton. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's game, but I believe we have enough to turn them over. Yeah, I do. I mean, I go into most games feeling confident. I've always been that fan anyway. The difference is, I, I try to err on the side of caution, but I get too excited. It's a bit like the Mark Noble decision to come on for the penalty. I was buzzing about it, but that was just the way that my mindset is as a West Ham fan. Narky, I hope we can get the Premier League back on track. We need a win. Well, I'll talk to you about what David Moyes says next. Afternoon, West Ham. Do we think Areola will get the nod for tomorrow, or will Moyes stick with Fab? This is from Ryan. Ryan, go and check out the video that Russ did last night. It's a new show we're calling the Debate. And he actually gets Joel Seeley on, son of Les Seeley, who was also a goalkeeper himself, to talk about the debate on Areola or Fabianski. So get your comments in. If you are watching right now, get your comments in and let me know your thoughts on who would you like to start for tomorrow's game. I don't doubt for a second that I think Areola had a good game. I think he was really excited to start. I think he was a couple of chances, a couple of opportunities for him to hold the ball, but he was punching the ball, all that sort of stuff. But I don't see that as a problem, to be honest. And I wonder if there is going to be a transition over, and we might see Areola. I don't know, but then again, he could just stick with Fab, because Fab is not done anything wrong. So my only concern about Fab is he's not as commanding in the box as he used to be. But how can you say that when he makes fantastic saves like he did against Manchester United last weekend? You could question whether or not he fondled the ball for Ronaldo, what he did, and then Ronaldo obviously got the tap in. But that's just a kind of personal opinion, isn't it? So he then Moyes goes on to talk about the last three Premier League games. I didn't feel we deserved to lose on Sunday, and the other games have been tough. We've only got one defeat this season, and we didn't lose in pre-season as well. So I think we're in a really good place at this moment in time. But if you remember rightly beforehand, David Moyes, in one of the pre-press conferences that I've done previously, he talks about consistency and consistency in winning, consistency in team selection, consistency throughout that squad. And if you consistently don't get beat, then you are creating a mentality, a winning mentality within a squad of players. And you constantly hear that this squad is buzzing. They've got really good unity amongst themselves. And that all adds up to that consistency. And I think that's what Moyes likes. So maybe there's a reason why when it comes to the Premier League, we might see Fabianski play instead of Areola, because it's about consistency. Antonio will come back in because it's about the consistency. Jared Bowen will keep his position because it's about the consistency. Zouma and Ogbonna will step back in to allow the other performances to take place moving forward. So, yeah, again, another interesting point. But, yeah, winless in 3 Premier League games, but we've only been beaten once this season in all competitions. So, yeah, it's about creating that mentality, and that's what he's doing. And then he's talking about the balance of the team. I think we've got a really good attacking look to us, and we had it our last season, but we've also tried to add to our defensive job to make us hard to play against and add more players and competition in it as well. So, I mean, he's taking the club in a whole new direction. He's building us up as a team. He's got the balance in the team completely spot on. And yeah, you could sit here and question that we need to bring in more a centre forward, but again, what centre forward would we have signed that would have added to this current squad, and how much would they have cost as well? So there's so many different elements for us to look at. I'm really not sure, but I think he's got the right balance, definitely, 100%. Narky, I would like to see Areola start in the Premier League. Fab has shipped a few goals, and giving him a rest might help. Epic Hashtime, I'll be fuming if he drops Areola. And Cayman, Fab is number 1 at the moment. And it just shows you from the comments here in the chat that people are so different in their opinion. So, Epic, you're saying you're fuming, and then people are saying, well, I can't see how you can not take Fab into the team. But the point of the matter is we've got squad depth now and options for team. And I genuinely believe that Moyes feels competent enough to swap players around. So, in our heads, we think Zouma and Ogbonna will be the starting defensive pairing tomorrow. But I ask you this: would you find it acceptable if it was Zouma and Diop? I just wonder what you actually think with that. For me, I think we've got players there that can step in and actually perform. And this is why he makes a point on Alex Kroll. He particularly talks about Alex Kroll. Like, if he decides to rest Souček or he decides to rest Declan Rice, then look what a player we've got that can come in and step in and take over that position. Should we look at that team if Souček or Rice don't play and think, oh, we're not at our strongest strength? He's got competition for places, which is what he's been crying out for such a long time. It's the same centre-backs, same in the central midfield, same with the creative players that we've got going forward. The only place we don't have that competition is for a centre forward. When Mickey Antonio is fit, he plays, simple as, and that's really where it goes. That brings an end to our press conference. So it's been a quiet crowd today, but that's fine. I've managed to speak to everyone in the chat. If you are watching, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the thumbs up. Please leave a comment, of course. And it's really much appreciated for all the support that you guys give to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We want to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That will be massive, massive, massive for us to do that. So please get the message out there that the West Ham Network are giving you as much content as we possibly can. Tonight, 9 o'clock, join me for the preview with Matt and all Leeds TV as we talk the preview for the Leeds game. We'll talk about several things and team selections and the opposition as well, of course. So please join me at 9 o'clock and we'll go from there. Listen, much appreciated. Thanks for joining me. A short and sweet show for you today. David Moyes' press conference for Leeds United. Just back the side, get behind the lads, and come on, you irons, stay safe.